Hey, Comadres, and welcome back to your Andale Pues podcast. I am your host, Rose.
And I'm your co-host, Jezebel.
And this is season 2, episode 1.
And today we're going to talk about relationships, marriage, keeping
All
it
the things.
spicy,
And we're gonna,
staying out of the roommate phase.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking be raw, so saddle up. A la verga.
Absolutely. We even talked about this beforehand. We were like, we're committing to this, so we gotta go for it.
Because you know what? Relationships, you can't really lie to yourself about them. You gotta be honest about it, you know? It's not always fucking rainbows and butterflies, and most of the time it's not.
It was.
So in relationships, marriage, anything, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, and you know, we just need to quit sugarcoating shit because it's not like that. People try to glamorize their relationships on social media to be this amazing thing, and it, you know, good and goddamn well it's not that perfect.
I think so, but here's my bone to pick with that logic is that yes, people say, oh, you want to make it seem like you're perfect on social media and that everything's like good and awesome and all that, but also I'm not gonna post on social media when I'm like ripping my husband a new asshole. Like that's just not something that you post. And then when people do post about that, we drag them for it.
Yeah, true. Because
we're like, oh, you don't post that on social media.
Before I would post everything on social media when I was young and annoying, because I'm not annoying anymore.
No, you're not. I don't think you are.
But now I'm a little bit more private. I do post fun moments and stuff like that. I don't post everything, but
because why would we?
Yeah,
why would we post? Like, social media is a highlight reel. Like, you get a glimpse into the happy moments and the fun moments of my life. You don't get down in the trenches. I'm not gonna show you. What was it that I said in that one episode?
Or I'm not gonna sit here and act like everybody wants my man because because bitches like that are cringe,
dude. And you're
nobody wants your man. Shut the fuck up.
Ya treintona y todavía posting oh, come on, dude,
your man's a fucking animalón and just not that good looking, and you're like, no bitch can take my man. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants your man.
Yeah, dude, and it's so funny. I haven't thought about that forever.
I'm like, who? What?
Yeah, I know you damn sure ain't talking to me. And I understand if it's somebody who's like in their late teens or early 20s or algo, because you don't have that developed mindset yet. Ya 30 y pico años, 40, 50.
In your late 40s,
no,
pushing 50.
No, it's not. It's not funny and it's not cute because, not everybody wants your man. You know,
just you, girl.
We need to grow out of it.
Just you.
And that's fine. You know, if nobody wants my man, I want him. Good, right?
Fucking great.
But also, if everybody wants him, y también él les está haciendo caso, he's for the streets.
Yeah.
That's not a man.
Déjalo ir, mija.
So anyways, with a relationship, I think the biggest problem, and I'm not an expert, but I think the biggest problem is that roommate phase.
Yeah.
It is so easy to fall into that dang trap because
you get so
busy and you're going and going and going.
Me and my husband, when the kids when Jalen's in boxing or Julian is with his friends and nobody's home and Rain's taking a nap, we literally both look at each other and he's like,
¿Qué hacemos?
No, he says, rapidino, ¿qué?
Oh my God.
I'm like, fuck it, let's go,
Dude, what? No, to me.
Because that's the only fucking time we have.
But that's so funny that you say that because you are like, yeah, let's go. And to me, I'm like,
I'm always down for a rapidín.
Let me rest. Yeah. There's nothing going on. Let me rest.
No, but you have little ones.
I'm also in a different season of life than you. Yes,
because yours are all bam, 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 bam. Mine are bam, bam, bam.
I thought you were gonna be también ay, notas lo. No, to me, let me rest.
I'm like, aquí o allá. Or
oh yeah, he's not even done yet and you're already naked.
Ya está, ni termina cuando ya estoy empinada la chingada.
Oh my God.
And then like we joke around and the boys will just look at us like, really, mom? Because a veces I'm making food. I'll be like, amor, sácame los huevos. And he's like, aquí?
No
And then we
way.
just look at each other and laugh. And the boys are just like, really? Like,
That's funny.
yeah, but you gotta keep it spicy. I mean, I know that when you become a mom and you're working all the time, like, you don't have time for that shit. You really don't. Especially when you co-sleep with your toddlers. Like, that shit, dude, has been, like, the worst fucking decision ever. And I like, none of my other kids slept with us except for Rain because se enfermaba mucho when he was a baby. So my husband was like, no, we gotta keep an eye on him, his breathing, whatever. But that has been like the worst decision ever, is having your kids sleep with you because they would never want to fucking leave.
So for me, it's more, I agree. But also for me, it's either I sleep and I'm rested and I'm a good human, or I'm miserable and like I'm just a miserable, cranky cow. Which I still am a lot of the times. But you know, like especially like with the newborn and everything, like for us, co-sleeping has always worked with all of our kids. No. And Elena got out of our bed when she was 4. Same thing with Jack. So Stella's close to that también, and then we'll just have one. But
no.
For us, I don't know if it's just that my kids sleep really hard or what, but we don't really struggle. We have to get creative, but we don't really struggle.
Rain, si no le está oliendo las axilas a su papá, like, no está a gusto. Literally, like, even like when we have night out, kind of nights, he is like antsy for us to get home because si no está escuchando los ronquidos de mi husband o oliéndole las axilas o los pedos, like, no está a gusto. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, los dos se me botan de aquí a la verga porque ya me tienen harta. Literally, but yeah, it's hard.
It is. And so back to like the whole roommate phase situation, like how easy, and especially in like a couple of the different relationships you've had, I can only speak with one person, but like everything's so fun at the beginning.
I'm not a hoe.
I didn't say you were.
I mean,
I think it's at the beginning, it's so fun and it's so exciting and it's so interesting and it's so like, you know, you're just excited to see this person. Yeah. You're excited to be with this person. But then after you've already been together, why the fuck is it that men stop trying? I'm not saying they always have to chase after you. I'm not saying that.
No, they do need to.
I'm just saying, like, for me specifically, I chased this man for like 10, 15 years. I'm not even exaggerating, because I don't know what it was about him. Like, as soon as I met him for the first time, like, I was just drawn to him. And I think that's just a little bit of God. Not a little bit, a whole lot of God just being like, this is your person, right?
I think that because you were so used to like having guys chased after you and your husband didn't do it. So you're like, oh, hell, motherfucker, no. I want this motherfucker porque no me...
And so for him to like not pay attention to me in the way that I wanted him to, it's almost like it made me want him more. It was like a game to me.
Pues por eso te digo.
And I ended up just in this situation where it's just like I'm just chasing after him. So for me specifically, it falls into the category of like, I chased you for all these years and I don't want to anymore. Like, it's when I was like, yo ya no estoy para rogarle a nadie. But because he got used to it too, because like I was always the one putting in effort and I was always the one doing literally everything. Yeah. And even though it's still a little true to this day, I think the biggest issue for us has been that Manuel is so dry.
Yeah.
Like, my husband is so dry.
If you think carne seca is dry, no,
he has a personality. He's the person who's like happy just sitting down, drinking a beer, listening to everybody else talk. Like, that's him, right? And I'm not. Like, I'm, totally different. So for us, when we kind of fell into that situation, it was yes, a lot of the kids, but also like you quit trying and then I quit trying. ¿Y dónde caemos?
Yeah.
Like, where do we end up? And you over time, you develop a lot of rencor. Yeah. You develop a lot of like anger, corajes, resentment toward things that they did, things that they didn't do. And then you end up with like, well, I'm not going to try no more. And they're like, well, fuck you, I'm not going to try no more. And then you end up like
Yeah.
passing each other inside the house.
And with me and my husband,
you're
like,
going to bed.
I was in a like I wouldn't even consider it a relationship right before my husband, because it was really nothing. Like, it was just so quick, like, it was nothing. But I didn't want to get into a relationship, but my husband, he was persistent, dude.
I remember you calling me.
And
yeah,
I
love it so much.
And I'm like, I'm gonna go meet up with this guy, and he better fucking smell good. His teeth better be straight.
And better have good breath.
Yes, and he better know how to kiss. Because those are like my 5 things. Like, you gotta have good hygiene. You gotta have nice teeth, a nice smile, good breath. Like, there's some guys that come up to you with some stank ass breath.
You can smell them before they even get close to you.
Good kisser, and then in the bed they have to be good. Those are my 5 things that I have to check off. And I had checked off 4 of them when I met him, and I even sent her a picture and a video, and like, oh my god, this is him, he's so cute, clean shaven. I was like, bueno,
so excited.
Bueno pues, vamos a comer. and it's history from there. But it's like, now, yes, we're married, and my husband, bless his heart, he is the kindest soul you'll ever meet. Cuando estaban repartiendo la paciencia, my husband literally took it all. Yes, and everything. Pero me, I'm the total different type of person. Like, yo es para allá, mijo, you know? And so I guess we kind of level each other out. But we do sometimes, like let us go, in the sense as we become roommates, because we're just so busy with life, kids. Now we got a fucking dog, sports, games, and all that shit, that we always have to be like, hey, this, we got to go on a date night.
It's intentional time that you want to spend together. And it's so difficult having small kids, because, like, obviously with Rain, like, you have a lot of family that can help with that.
He's literally a Velcro baby, though.
And he's always wanting to be with y'all. But as the kids start to get a little bit older, I do start to see, like, the more need for, like, that intentional time together. It's frustrating for me, and I assume a whole lot of other women. Like, necesito que me pongas, effort. Like, put a little bit of effort into whatever. Like, even as something as simple as just like, hey, it's Saturday afternoon. Like, we've had a busy day. Like, let me cook out.
No, my husband does do that.
See, and for us, it's not like that, because for us during the week, it's absolutely impossible. Like, there is no way, because who wants to go out after a whole long day of work? And my husband gets home at 8 or 8:30. Todavía que se bañe, and then still go out, and then still have to go to work the next day, like, and then get the kid. No, it's just not possible, right? Like, especially like white people. White people, like, they're so big on, like, oh, you have to go on date nights, and you have to go on date. But because a lot of people, and maybe it's not just white, but like, if he were to work like an 8 to 5 type of job, or was like in corporate, that'd be one thing. But I mean, that's just not the case or the reality for us. But I just think that you have to find, like, different ways for that. I think as women, tenemos que soltar el rencor.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think women overall somos más rencorosas. Like, oh, he didn't do this.
Yeah. Yo antes no era rencorosa, but me volví rencorosa just because of shit that's happened in my life and stuff. So sometimes I'm like, well, we had all day to plan this, and you're just now saying it. So I'm like, no. Y me aferro, like, no, ya no, Pero mi husband sí es bueno para decir, like, oh, pues, tú trabajaste todo el día. Let me cook out for you. O llego, and I'm busy picking up in here or wherever, and he'll bring me, like, a plate of snacks, like freaking papas preparadas and stuff like that.
I love that. Yeah,
he really
does. Esposo no le nace eso.
Or I'll be in the room y me trae papas preparadas y una coca, or just something, and I'm like, okay, ¿qué quieres?
But that's really sweet, and that's really thoughtful, and you're fortunate to have that. But not all of us have that, and it's a situation where it's very frustrating, porque yo me he hecho bien rencorosa. Like, you're saying I wasn't like that. I am like that. And I'll tell you the exact date. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, January 1st of 2023. I was like, I am tired of people stepping all over me. I am tired of people taking advantage of me. A chingar su madre todos. Literally, since January 1st of 2023, he mandado todos a la verga. Like, I don't care.
¿Cómo será? Ya, yes.
Ni ganas. But, I don't care. Like, and if you're not going to do it, then don't do it. And if you want to do it, cool, do it. Like, I couldn't keep caring for everything and everybody. And I've seen it show up in different phases of my life in different instances where I'm like, dude, let go of it. But I can't. I'm not in a season of letting go. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, yeah. If you're,
I hate to be like that, but
you're not
really
putting effort, like, yo soy de esta manera y me han dicho muchas veces, like, you need to stop being like that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I've always been the type that if you treat me good, I'm going to treat you 1,000 times better. If you're good to my kids, I'm going to, oh my God, I'm going to put you on a fucking pedestal. Yeah. Like, that's just the type of person I am. Like, I'm going to be the way you are to me, but better.
Yeah. No, and I love that.
But if you're a piece of shit to me and you're, like, wronging me in any way, I'm either going to just cut you out of my life and act like I never met you, or I'll be your worst nightmare, literally, because I'm just not, I'm ¿Cómo dice?
Unfuckwithable.
Unfuckwithable.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm unfuckwithable.
Yeah, and with the rencores, like, people are like, let it go, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, no. Why do I have to let everything go? Exactly. How about stop being shitty and stop doing shitty things to people and saying shitty things to people?
Lying about people to other people that don't know me or anything about me. Stop lying to them about me, you know? Or come to me and ask me and I'll tell you the fucking truth, you know? Like, stop. I just fucking hate
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
like, people are just...
But then I'm the bad guy. Yeah. I'm the bad guy because, oh, no, es bien rencorosa. No, esa no.
Es bien orgullosa. No le pueden decir nada porque lo sé.
No.
Stop
being... Don't say nothing. No le puedes decir nada. No digas nada. I'm pissed. Hold on, break. Time.
But no, like, people
Can I go take a walk and get some fresh?
Déjeme ir para afuera un ratito a USA. But no, like, no. So when it comes to marriage, you know, I told my husband, in order to keep it spicy, you know, we've got to get Rain out of this fucking room. And we've tried, you guys. We've tried so much. And he will, but I'm telling you, he will wake up in the middle of the night if he doesn't hear Raul's fucking ronquidos.
Yeah, get him a sound machine.
And fucking go to the room. Dude, he has sound machine. He's got the fucking starry ceiling lights. He has it all, you know. So I'm like, go fall asleep with him and then come back. But then we tried that.
Ya se queda dormida.
Ya se quedaba, güey. So I'm like, no, mijo, no, así no va a funcionar.
See, and one of the things that I've, like, adopted now, just in this season of life, Manuel and me have been together 17 years, I believe. I think this will be our 18th year. And it's a shit ton of time. That's a very long time. And so, obviously, we can't go on date nights. We can't, you know, do things that, like, other normal couples do. So for us, it's more about, like, I've found intimacy with him in relying on each other through the hard times. And it's so weird that I said that because as I was preparing for the podcast, I was thinking about this yesterday and I was like, what have we done? Because we're in a better space. Like, had you seen us 3, 4, 5 years ago, you would have been like this conversation would look very different. But now, no.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't be rencorosa in the sense that I'm never letting shit go with him because that's my husband. Like, we see each other every day, all day. Like, that's, you know, my person. Yeah. So I have no choice but to figure out different ways where I can move on from it. However, for us, it was finding the beauty and the love and in the mundane of everyday life. So, like, there's times where we just had a long, like, especially Saturdays and Sundays, or this couple last months that he wasn't working, where it was just like, God, today was such a hard day, right? Like, Estela was acting crazy, or the baby was real fussy, or whatever. And like, we just, it's almost that has formed a little bit more of like intimacy layer for us, because it's just like,
yeah, talk about it.
We talk about it. And before, like I've told you before, like he would never. Okay, so really exposing ourselves here. But there was several years that we went on where things weren't bad. We were, it's a relationship. You have ups and downs. But like he would not call me throughout the day. I would not call him throughout the day. We wouldn't text. We wouldn't send each other funny stuff. We wouldn't like... Yeah. It was just, we would see each other at home. Like we saw each other in the morning and then we'd see each other at home. And so a lot of that I have seen shift over probably the last year and a half, because I don't know if he had a realization. I don't know if yo estando chingando el alma toda la vida of like, you never do this and you never do that. And like, how can we do this? And how, maybe it finally clicked for him.
Maybe se ajustó la pila.
It could be, but it also fucking took 17, 18 years. It's so frustrating.
They say it takes men a longer time to grow the fuck up. Because my husband,
I don't accept it.
I'm 41 and my husband is 33. And sometimes I'm like, he's an old soul, and he's molding Rain to be the same way. And I'm like, no. But my husband is a good time. But when we're so busy with life, especially right now, because I'm working a lot more because he's home. And I want to avoid being home with him a lot because I don't want to have to like...
Let's talk about that though, because we have both experienced that here recently.
No. Dude,
I'd rather be busy.
Yeah.
And like, casi no nos vemos de estar ahí juntos todo el día.
Sometimes I have to tell him, like, you go to the room and I'll stay in the living room to watch my shows because I need my me time, because I wasn't used to having him around all the time. Like, I literally would get up, take the kids to school, and I'd be by myself.
Yeah.
All fucking day.
Same.
And now I'm not, and I'm like, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. So I'm like, I used to invite him to get pedicures. I don't invite him anymore.
That's my time.
Because that's my fucking time. When I go to work, he's the one blowing me up. And I'm like, if he calls me one motherfucking more time, bro,
I've been there.
Fucking lose my shit. Because when he's at work, I don't like to text him or call him or anything because he's a lineman. So he's messing with electricity and I don't want him to get, hurt or whatever. And so I don't bother him when he's at work. He'll message me when he's on break or whatever, or call me, but I'm not the type to text him and
estarle chingando el alma.
And now that the roles have reversed and he's like the stay-at-home dad, it's been so hard because I'm not used to being around him so much. Like, I'm literally going crazy because my husband is very, how can I say, homey. Like, no se me sale for nothing. I'm like, same.
Go
somewhere.
And is that toxic of us?
I don't know.
Fine. Like, because again, as I was thinking about this, it's like, when I was thinking about like the roommate phase, I was thinking about how easy it would be for some zorra to come slide in his DMs or like text them somebody that we've known from before or whatever. It would be so easy because he is such a non-problematic man. My husband goes to work every day. No tengo que estar batallando para que vaya a trabajar. He provides. He works his ass off. He's taking care of our car. And so he's really good for all of that. But by the same token, yo nunca tengo que estar batallando con este hombre que se me esté saliendo, que esté allá toda la noche con los amigos, que ande tomador, que se agarre las copas y nos trate mal, or like non-problematic. He is such a good man, but goddamn, I need you to have a hobby outside of work.
El mío también is like a good fucking man, like. Como mi viejo no hay dos, literally. But al mío sí le gusta pistear. Me dijo que no le gustaba pistear whenever I met him.
Strike one.
But he does like to drink. but he's a calm drinker, and he's lovey-dovey when he's drunk. He doesn't make a scene. He doesn't act a fool or nothing. He's so fucking chill. But yeah, sometimes when he goes with his friend, hey, I'm gonna go with my friend over here, or I'm gonna go with my brother over here. Bye. See ya.
See, mine doesn't at all. I have to tell him, like, hey, this weekend, do you want to take the kids and go to your mom's? Go take the kids to see your mom. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I truly mean it. It's just like, hey, please understand what I'm saying. Like, it'd probably be good for us to have a little time apart right now, or like I have stuff to do.
Hey, yeah, I'll be like, oh, well, I'm gonna go to the store to get this, and oh, espérame, bye, punto, and I'm like,
dude, but
I'll start fucking.
But dude, I love that. I wish my husband was more like that in some sense, because yo cuando necesito ir a la tienda, like, okay, bye. That's what he tells me. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I do wish that he would be like, oh, hold on, I voy contigo. Or, oh, you know, wait, let me get dressed real quick.
My husband goes with me everywhere.
I have to drag that man.
And sometimes I'm just like, I'm just gonna go get this little thing, and he's like, yeah, but it's because I need something, and I'm like,
send me a list.
But right, I'm like, pues, mándame lo que necesitas, I'll get it for you. But no, I mean, he's very involved. He with Rain, I cannot, like, he's such a good dad. But when I want to have some me time, it's like, oh, I'll go with you, and I can't tell him no because he's so nice. And I'm just like, okay.
And he genuinely likes to spend time with you and be around you. Yeah. And that's just basically what that is showing, you know, is that. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating because he's been home now, since July?
No, since December 10th. That's when his accident happened.
Barely? I felt like it was fucking forever ago.
That's what it feels like, bitch.
So my husband was home November-ish through March. Like the very, very beginning of March is whenever he went back to school, to work. Dude, I was about ready. I was like, we need to figure something out. You need to figure out what you're going to do. And it wasn't because of money. We're fine on that front. It wasn't because, you know, he was wearing me out porque estaba haciendo malas cosas, nothing like that. It was just a matter of like, you're always around.
Yeah.
Like, go clean the garage, go watch the paint, go watch the grass grow outside. Right. No, I don't fucking know. It was so frustrating.
No, my husband does do stuff like that. Like, he'll go mow the lawn, he'll water the grass in the back, he'll rearrange his fucking cuartito 87,000 times a month just to, you know, be outside, or he'll take Rain outside to play or whatever. He does do those things, but like sometimes I just and I'm here watching my shows or whatever, taking a nap. But sometimes it's like going places. Like I'm like, well, I want to go get my nails done, or I want to do this, and he'll be like, he'll be like, oh well, let's get pedicures or whatever. I'm like, okay, you know. Or he'll be like, what are we gonna eat? Like, the kitchen's right there. Like,
that's another thing. It's like when he's home all day, it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner have to, even though Manuel's not like exigente.
So much weight because since he's been here, it's like he wants to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm just like, and he expects me to sit with him and chat and eat with him, and I'm like, I mean, that's cool and everything, but like, I'm getting fat. I'm literally gaining weight because of you. But I mean, I guess I should cherish the moment.
I think so. I think we do get into that little bit of an ungrateful space.
But at the same time, I'm like, God, can you please heal him?
Yeah, and that's how it was too. And it wasn't like I was just praying for him to get back to work, just because obviously we need him to go back to work at some point. But it was just more of like, I am going to lose my fucking mind because for me, there's always somebody around.
I feel like our husbands are an extra child.
See, and I don't feel that way. For me, I don't feel that way in the sense that like, I don't struggle with him like a child. I don't have to pick up after him.
No,
he's
I don't
not
either.
somebody who, whatever. So for me personally, and this isn't me talking shit about you, but I don't like when women say that, oh, my husband's that extra child or that fourth child or whatever, because to me, I'm like, how is your husband acting that you're saying that?
Yeah.
Like, because again, like he picks up his own after himself. Like I never have to pick up after him, but
I feel like
in the sense of taking care of somebody and like feeding them and watching out for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see how that would be.
Because he relies on me for a lot of things, and I'm like I have to schedule his appointments. I have to go with him to translate. I have to go with him because he doesn't know what to ask or what to say or he sometimes doesn't understand exactly or his mind will just go blank, so I have to accompany him everywhere because he
no café.
He's so codependent of me, and it's good, but it's like I'm tired.
I know. It's so difficult.
So tired.
So let's move on to the more, I guess, like the more important aspects for them, which would be like how to keep it spicy, like in the relationship. Because when you've been with somebody for a long time, there's only so much you can do, I guess, like in the vanilla sense of like, an active and healthy, sex life. But like, what other ways do you see that you're able to like keep it spicy in the bedroom? Because I think like for men, they don't give a shit about any of this that we're talking about.
No.
Like I don't.
No.
Para ellos les da igual.
Yeah.
I think for them it's more of like, and if you're my mom, this episode is not for you. Come back for the next one. But what do you think?
I think first of all, we need to get Raina out of the fucking bed.
Number one.
I feel like I love to dress up. I love to dress up because I feel like, you want to feel sexy. And then when you dress up, you want them to see you and be like, wow, let's get it on, because.
And you're talking about dressing up like in lingerie or like just overall on a daily basis?
Like in lingerie.
Okay.
And always being ready. But my husband tells me, he's like, me gustas mucho con maquillaje. He's like, pero sin maquillaje, dice, es que tú tienes tu piel muy bonita. Like, he compliments me like that. And I love that, but I'm like, I feel more confident with makeup on because, that's just
us.
That's just me, Yeah. But I like to do my hair and makeup and stuff. And, and I also like to pay attention to what he likes and desires because I'm like, I want to, I want you to want me. You know what I mean? So it's just really hard. Like I said, when you have little kids, you have to get really fucking creative.
So creative.
Yeah.
Like you have to get like super think outside the box.
Yeah.
Like,
and then also too, like, it's hard because you can't even make noise when they're there because
that's so funny that you say that.
Fucking sex sucks.
I don't think it sucks. Well, maybe because
I want
so used to it now for the last couple of years.
I'm used to it too, but it's like I want to fucking
be
release me. I want to release the inner fucking diabla in me, And
yes, I do.
Hey, but I like when he shushes me up. Like, shh.
It turns you on.
And then, like, we have a bench in our room. So we have to get creative with that because we don't want to be rocking the bed. Which my bed doesn't really rock. But it does.
Still feel,
You can still feel it. And he'll start to wake up and we have to pretend like we're not doing anything. I feel like the fucking Toy Story fucking characters. We're like... because
and
it's just so hard, But, we have to get creative and especially now that he's hurt, like, it's been standing up.
That sucks. I didn't even think about
for myself a lot or for him.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think for me, it's more of just like making it happen. Like I remember, like he has always just said, you don't give it to me enough. And I don't think that that's true. Like for me, I think 2 to 3 times a week is like it's healthy, you're getting what you need, and like that for me is what.
Yeah, I think that for me is ideal too.
Because
I'm on.
who's fucking 7 days a week? Who wants to do it?
You know what? I'm a very sexual person.
You are, and we've actually touched on that before.
So I'm good anytime you want me. Like
for me, it's maybe like.
And I'm never.
If you catch me on a good week, then maybe. Like, but other than that, I cannot.
I'm never gonna turn you down unless I'm fucking dying with pneumonia on the fucking couch and you just want to come over there.
No, he did not.
Hey, put a finger down if you're dying of pneumonia and laying on the couch and your husband wants to come over there and tells you to turn around so y'all can fuck.
No way.
You're like, I'm so fucking sick right now. Like my lung was literally collapsing, and he wanted to have sex.
No, he did not.
Yes.
I feel like you told me that, didn't you?
Yes. I was so pissed. I was like, no, like I am sick. I have pneumonia.
¿Cómo se te ocurre?
Like I'm not just gonna fucking turn
¿En qué cabeza cabe? Si me estoy muriendo. What about this turns you?
Dude, I look like fucking shit. Like I had washed my hair and I had let it air dry, so I look like a fucking lion. And no makeup. I was pale. I don't have lash extensions right now, so I literally look like a fucking boy. And he said, "Just turn around." I was like, well, I will fucking kill you right now. I will fucking turn around and beat the shit out of you right now. Get away.
Now I would have been so pissed.
Literally, I was so mad.
But it also, I think, goes back to like your hair is up, you've been cleaning, like you got kids hanging off of you.
Yeah.
What about this turns you on to want to go do it? Like, just no, I can't,
dude. And then another thing, it pisses me off. Like I'm getting ready or whatever, and we're getting ready to leave. Like we're about to fucking leave. And you want to fucking whip it out. Like,
hear me out. I think it's kind of hot.
No.
But I think, like, for men, it's almost like a, not a privilege. What is that? Like a badge of honor. Don't you, like, have you never thought about it like that?
Fucked her, yeah. You know, we just came over here.
Nobody knows, right? But, like,
yeah,
or he sees you talking to somebody or whatever. See, and for me, that's how like I have thought about it. But for me, it's more about like, dude, my makeup is perfect, my hair looks good, I already have my dress and my Spanx on. Like, no, I cannot.
Like we've done it before, pero no me gusta sentirme así. Even if it is a badge of honor for you motherfuckers. Like, I'm a very sexual person and I'm never going to turn my husband down when he wants to unless I have pneumonia or we're about to go to an event. Like,
so how do you feel? I mean, obviously we've already talked about like threesomes and stuff in a previous episode. We'll put it right here so you can go check that episode out. But are you on the Baddies After Dark Midland page?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so a while back, I had seen somebody post about like, hey y'all, we started this page where it's just like women can ask like different things, whether it's like sexual or whether, you have a question about your husband or whatever. So like I joined it just because I'm like
curious.
Yeah. Well, I'm nosy, but I also think that like there's a lot to gain from stuff like that, right? Because if people are posting their experiences, I will.
I want to know.
However, what I will say is it started out like that and it was pretty cool, but now a lot of it has turned into like women who are looking for another woman to play with and be like friends with. So obviously we've already covered that topic. Like neither of us really are into that at all.
I will never and I said it once and I'll say it again.
So that's kind of what it's turned into, where it's just like women are on there asking like, oh, I'm looking for a friend or whatever for, activities and all that. But more recently, I have seen people going on there and asking for like a threesome, like who would be into coming and doing a threesome with me and my husband. Yeah. So let me pull it up.
Oh my God. I don't think I could ever share my husband.
Bitch, I cannot.
I would fucking kill a bitch if they tried.
I think I think it would be okay in the moment, like if you're like hot or you're feeling it or it's just something that you want to like experience, right? Like that's just something that you want to do. However, la manera que soy yo, I would never be able to get at that image out of my head.
No.
And ni pa qué.
No.
Because I'm like that.
Yeah. No, yo sí soy bien celosa por esa parte. Like, I don't want to share my man with no fucking buddy else.
Yeah.
If I have to be sharing my man, might as well just keep him. You know what I mean?
I can't, dude. No.
No, I can't either.
Okay,
Pues, porque capaz si le gusta la otra más y a la chingada.
Exactly.
No.
Or
que a mí me gusta el otro vato más.
Or your POV. Like, you watching your husband do that to other...
No. Even
woman,
just thinking about it right now, like, I'm getting really fucking hot.
I can't.
Like,
I wish
and
that
not
I
in
was,
a good way.
I wish that I was, like, open like that, but that's just not me.
Mm-mm.
I cannot.
You know what? There's a lot of people like that, and I just, I want to get in their brain to see how, like, why, or like, how they deal with it afterwards, because in the moment, I'm sure they were like, oh, all over it. But afterwards, like, do you feel different about your spouse? Do you feel like you see him differently, or you don't trust him because he's gonna want it again like that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So here's one. Okay. And I'll post it up here, but I'll X out the name and everything because I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm just saying this is what it has turned into. So anyone looking to join me and my man for a threesome, we'd all go out first, have a good time, eat, and then head back to the room for adult fun. Yes, we have talked about this. We have set boundaries and all the things. It's just something that we want to experience together.
The way my stomach works after I eat, I don't think I don't think I could. It's just...
We need to go straight home after a meal.
No me inviten por un café. No me inviten a comer. If you're gonna fucking do it, down to the nitty gritty, because we can't do that shit.
Dude,
the way my body set up.
And in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, that actually sounds like a good time to do it.
You're like, that's really nice.
That's really
You're like, okay. Pues, if you're gonna wine and dine me, está bien. Okay. A lo mejor.
I really thought that though. I was just like, well, dang, they're like taking them out like to eat and everything.
So is it like a foursome or a threesome?
3.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
One lady said, I asked my husband and he said no. It's hard to find a unicorn here in Midland. You should try Dallas, Houston, or Lubbock, but here is not the places to go.
I'd be scared of STDs too, especially around here.
Then somebody said, please remember to ask for the latest STD testing or even possible pay for your additional partner screening. Odessa has seen a rise in HIV cases. Yada, yada, yada.
It's fucking crazy, dude. That's so scary. That's why I'm like, you know what?
Here's one. Reddit has a very robust group called West Texas Gone Wild. You'd probably have a lot of success posting there. Maybe we should check that one out.
We should do Reddit's on West Texas Gone Wild.
Yeah. And so there's that one. That was like a good example of it. That was just posted a couple of days ago. There is... Let me see.
I can. Yo soy bien territorial. Not toxic. Territorial. And soy como una pinche perra, dude. Lo que es mío es mío.
And then they ask crazy questions on here, like this girl said. So me and my husband couldn't fall asleep last night and decided to do the deed. I'm X amount of weeks pregnant, and after we had gotten done, my lady bits were swollen and it wasn't even rough. I was very much so I know that wasn't the problem. Anyways, please tell me, has this happened to y'all before? So like she's obviously, like worried about shit that's going on down there. But okay, so and then a couple of weeks ago somebody posting anonymous because I know people in here, but my boyfriend has never had a threesome and is curious to try one. How the hell does one even go about this? I have had a threesome in my past, so I don't mind fulfilling his fantasy, but I feel like women are behind closed doors with this subject. Anyone in here into that stuff? I'm 40 and he's mid-30s. Is there any clubs that we could look into here? And the comments, message me, girl, I've done it a few times. Sadly, don't do it. Just know they usually go back for more. Nothing like new.
Say
you
no.
know that.
No.
There ain't no way a 40-year-old man hasn't had the opportunity. He just wants some new cat without problems. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
But as I was reading this one, I did see on there, like, he's never experienced it. And now she wants to go fulfill it. Like,
huh.
And then somebody said it's never as good as you think it will be. I understand.
Like, how do you even start? Do you have to be like really tipsy to, like, do you want to kiss? Do you want to make out? I don't know. Like, how do you get a threesome started in the first place? Like, I'd be so freaking like awkward, dude.
There was even a thread that they posted on here that said, we're getting an influx of posts regarding couples looking for a third or girlfriend, etc. We won't be approving these since that's not why this group was made. Remember, I literally just told you that's kind of how it turned into. So they created a thread for that. But somebody said, hey, I know this post is old, but I'm 28 and married, looking to explore my curiosities with a woman. Comment below and I'll send you a message. Y'all are so open about wanting to be with other girls and cuddle with one another. I want that too. A best friend who we can say it's a turn on. Someone come hang out with me. I just need that girl's touch. And then people are putting their pictures and like a little message for them. So back, the whole reason why I had brought this up was because I feel like keeping it spicy also includes not just things between like you and your partner, but thinking outside the box, like specifically like around sex. So like we've talked about it before, like it's 2025. Like if you have like a specific need or you have a specific like want or something, like voice it. Just say it and we can like talk about it, right? Like, you know, for me, one thing that I have found with my husband is that I don't have to get him a gift. Like this is something that's newly discovered for me. I don't have to give him a gift for his birthday or for like anything really. He would just like me to step outside of my comfort zone, and I'm like not fully comfortable with that because I think I'm just so tightly wound, and I'm working on that. I'm trying to not be like who I am. Like me initiating, like you were mentioning, dressing up, just doing more like part of foreplay because I think for again, the season of life that we're in, foreplay is like very quick.
It's like wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, because we got shit to do, right? Or somebody's gonna barge in the room, or somebody. So I remember, like for his birthday, like I went all out this year, and like he's still I mean, it's only been like 4 months, but he still talks about it. Like he'll say it, like, and so to me, I think that was like very eye opening for me because I was just like, really, like I've spent thousands of dollars on gifts and stuff before, and like this is what you want, but we actually sat down and had like a conversation about it. And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh.
You're like,
been doing it wrong all this time, right? But
save you some money.
But it's about talking about it. I think it's also about like trying new things, you know, just like that. You can find anything that you want.
Right.
Like
I've been wanting to go like to a sex shop and buy stuff to like
together.
Yeah.
And have them kind of see what they would be drawn to or into.
But we always have Rain with us, so it's so hard because they don't let kids go in there. But I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna get him, and because I have a vibrator, you know, and he loves to use it on me and or watch me use it on myself. But
we don't.
But mine's a little bullet, like that's a thing, dude. Like I don't like foreign objects inside of me. At all. Like
I feel like that's like a universal experience though. Like who? Well, I mean,
like there's people that get dildos and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't like that, you know?
See, and back to the sex shop thing that you're talking about, like I feel like for me, okay, in my twisted little brain, I feel like that's teeter-tottering, and it's a very slippery slope for me because I'm scared that like we'll go in there and he'll kind of be telling me like what he would like to try or like what he'd be into.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed.
But then I'm gonna be pissed off. Yeah. You know, like, well, how long have you been thinking about this?
Because you know what?
What did you see?
There's butts.
Where did you see this at?
There's literally big silicone butts with an asshole.
And a vagina too, yeah.
And a vagina, and I'm like, who the fuck would buy this? Like, unless like, maybe if you're like an oil field guy and you have your whole family out of state, and you want to get one of those,
Yeah.
I can understand that shit. But not a married guy. Like, I would fucking destroy that and destroy him.
If I found that in my closet.
No.
But yeah, and for me, that's how my brain works. And I wish I wasn't like this, but you know, because my brain's automatically going to go to like, well, where did you see this? Or like, why would you be, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that I need to keep that in check for myself. I feel like that's better than inviting somebody else.
Oh God, yes.
Into our.
Oh yes, because that's never gonna fucking happen.
Same.
Like, don't even insinuate that shit because it's never gonna happen.
Or even trying new things like, have you ever taken the BDSM test?
No. What even is that?
Your homework. So that's like a test that it's like kind of like a personality test, but it also gives you the result of like where you fall under the BDSM like world. And I feel like for me it was like an obvious because I know myself very well.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be fun to kind of take it because you know what BDSM is, right?
No.
You know, like the submissive and like the.
Oh, okay. I'm very submissive.
But it's like kind of like 50 Shades of Grey because people make it a lifestyle. Yeah, a dominant submissive. That's what it is. Where dominant submissive just in the bedroom, but there's people who live that lifestyle like 50 Shades of Grey. Like, I am your master, and at any time, any moment,
tell me what to do.
I tell you what to eat. I tell you no. But then there's also like in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
But that test was very telling for some of my deepest, darkest like desires, right? So you should definitely take it.
Okay, I'll take it. But I am very dominant in the bedroom though, and I feel like.
See, and I'm not because I feel like I'm so strong in life. Like I'm constantly like at work and I'm like going and going and going. And then I'm constantly like the leader of like the house because my husband works all of the time. And
so
I'm constantly like after the kids, like, don't make me think, right? Like in that case, I see ahora sí dime qué hacer. Like tell me what to do.
Don't let me be madly in the bed.
For real.
So I'm dominant when it's like really hot and steamy. Like that one time in Mexico, we got fucking shit-faced drunk. And then he was trying to be dominant, but he was like, he took it a little too far. And when he slapped the shit out of me, he was like, oh shit, but we kept going type of shit, you know? Type shit. But it was fun. And then I will never let him live that out because it was fucking hilarious.
I won't never say that to him, but you.
I'm like, just don't get that violent. But it was hot. But but you know, I'm not gonna not get like toys and stuff, but I just don't like foreign objects in my body.
You know, if one other thing is the card games. Have you ever seen those card games?
No. I mean, I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them.
I haven't bought them, but I definitely want to do that. Maybe for like Father's Day or something. For mine, it has to be like a special occasion because I just...
Yeah.
For an average Tuesday, I cannot. Yeah. But they're supposedly like intimacy cards where it's just like you're playing a game, but it's also like
Spanish.
I'm sure. Yeah. No, I'm 100% sure they have them.
Okay.
But they'll be like, okay, well, you'll have to kiss for 5 or 10 seconds, or you have to lick some body part, you know, of theirs. But it's like helpful in like creating intimacy and like making you try new things, but also like I think it's just a whole thing of like just a bunch of foreplay.
I'd have to be tipsy for a game like that because I am.
Would you get like shy?
No, I'd get fucking like awkward,
giggly,
like like oh that's so dumb, you know, like.
I feel like if the mood is right, it wouldn't be. Well, I'm on a whole journey with alcohol, but
yeah,
we'll talk about that another time.
Like, I just feel like, if the lights are dim, the lights can't be turned on.
Maybe you're dressed también, like in your lingerie.
Because I don't know that if the lights are on, I'm going to take it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I think I would have to have some alcohol in me so that I could take it seriously. Because I'm the type that when I get nervous or whatever, like, I laugh.
Yeah. No,
So-
I totally understand.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. So, anyways, ya con la cochinada. So con las
You
cochinadas.
sure? This was really fun.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah, we'll pick up on it next time. So thank you so much for watching. We appreciate and love you guys. We're so excited for all the love we received with posting that little teaser
Yes.
that we're coming back very soon, and hope you enjoyed this episode.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna enjoy this.
I'm sure.
episode.
Yeah, leave us some feedback.
Yes.
And also, Spotify now allows you to leave comments.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
awesome. Okay.
So leave us a comment. Let us know.
Yes.
Let us know if you missed us.
Or let us know if you had any experiences like that, because we want to know.
Mhm.
Like, if you want to comment anonymously, it's totally fine. But we want to know because we're curious about it, but we don't want to go do that. So.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
wanna
and we're
know
not
about it.
judgmental about
No,
it.
not
You
at
know,
all.
to each their own. It's something
Like, I
that
wish
came up.
we wish we could be that way, but we're not ever.
No, wish I could be a freak, a freak-a-leak like that.
Yeah,
and
no.
it's just not who I am.
I don't know. Anyways, thank y'all for watching.
Bye.